Boys and girls, it's that time of year again. As the dust finally settles on the 2021 F1 season, and Twitter still continues to argue about who actually won the championship, Formula E get ready to go racing once again. With Season 8 of the championship kicking off this Friday, the 28th of January, with a double header in Diriyah. So I thought, what better time to get all of you up to speed before the season begins. Introducing you to the teams, drivers, weekend format, so that whether you're a casual fan or a brand new viewer, you can sit down, turn on the TV come Friday, and actually understand what the hell is going on. So without any further ado, boys and girls, let's get into it. All-electric racing series, which takes 11 teams and 22 drivers around the globe to race it out on the city streets. On street circuits, obviously, and not just going around Fast and Furious style racing amongst the traffic, although that would be sick. The races are 45 plus 1 minute long, and all the cars are at a fairly similar pace. So it's not like an F1 where there's like 2 teams every race weekend that might be able to win the race. In Formula E, a lot more of the cars are up there at the front end of the field. There are still obviously teams that do better consistently, and we'll get back to them later on, but generally speaking, going into a Formula E race weekend, you don't know who's going to win it. So as you may or may not be aware, Formula E has been known for its quite complicated qualifying system, yet thankfully for all of us watching, this year it's changing to arguably something even more complicated, but still. So I decided after last year of me trying to explain the entire thing by standing here and shouting at you, which doesn't really work, I've decided to call in the help of CCF1 to try and summarise this whole qualifying format in 30 seconds. Rather you than me, lads. Godspeed, all the best. 3, 2, 1, let's have it.
Alright, so Aiden gave us 30 seconds to explain qualifying, so here we go.
So Formula E has basically turned into a knockout tournament and playoff bracket like the World Cup. We are going to see all of the drivers broken down into 2 groups, which will each have 11 drivers. The groups are determined based on the drivers' championship. The catch, though, is that only the top 4 from each group will move on to the next session.
So now we get into the tournament section of qualifying, where it's one-on-one battles for the next 3 rounds. If you're faster than the other person you're up against, then you move on to the next round until there's only 2 left. So you're gonna have to win 3 rounds in a row to get pole position.
We're really interested to see how this format works out, and maybe other series should take notes. Or not. That definitely wasn't 30 seconds, but we tried our best. Thanks, Aiden. Back to you.
Cheers, lads. See, not complicated at all. But yeah, that's the whole qualifying thing. Hopefully you understand it. I just about do, so we'll see how it goes. So 2 other unique things you sort of need to know about Formula E are attack mode and fan boost, which a bit like the qualifying format and everything else in Formula E aren't that easy to explain. Yet thankfully for me, I've already done it in the past. So I'm going to go sit down, whack my feet up for like 30 seconds, enjoy some past Aiden content, and hopefully you understand what the hell I'm on about. Firstly, attack mode, aka the star from Mario Kart. Each driver has to take attack mode a certain amount of times during a race. To do so, they have to leave the Aiden racing line and go through an activation zone, which oftentimes does result in them losing positions since, they're leaving the racing line. However, when activated, attack mode does give the driver a power boost for a certain length of time. Literally like the star in Mario Kart. The duration of attack mode plus the amount of times you have to take it per race varies from track to track, and is only related to the team and drivers just before the race starts, just, add a little bit of spice. And if this wasn't enough, Formula E also have a thing called fan boost. Now, this one's a little bit more controversial, but basically it allows fans to have a direct impact on the race, as by tweeting with a hashtag for their favourite driver, they can give them a boost. With the top 5 voted drivers getting awarded a 5-second power boost, which might not seem like a lot, but could easily be the difference between overtaking their rival or not. Now, if you haven't already guessed, this is quite controversial because, some drivers just have more fans than others. I mean, the best way to put it is, if this was in Formula 1, Lando and Ricciardo would be getting boosts every race, and poor Giovinazzi would be bloody fuming. And that's it. There you go. See, it's simple. If you're still confused, I'm sorry, I can't give much more clarity on it because Formula E is confusing until you actually sit down and watch it, and then it does make a little bit more sense, I promise. So that's pretty much everything in regards to the format. Let's meet the teams and drivers, shall we? First up, Andretti, formerly known as BMW Andretti last year, are led up by Brit Jake Dennis, who despite being a rookie last season, had a mega campaign and almost took the title before binning it in the wall in the final race in a mental season finale, resulting in him finishing in 3rd overall, which means still pretty good for a first season in the series. His teammate is American Oliver Askew, who despite never having raced in Formula E before, was the 2019 Indy Lights champion, so he definitely has skill. It's just yet to be seen if it translates to Formula E yet. Dragon next, aka Penske. Their gorgeous whip is in the hands of returning driver Sergio Sette Camara, and a man we all know and love, Jesus himself, Antonio Giovinazzi. He was astonishingly average in F1. Can he make his mark in Formula E? We're going to find out. Up next, DS the Cheetah, one of the big dogs in Formula E, with a mighty pairing of Season 6 champ Antonio Felix da Costa and Formula E's only 2-time champion Jean-Eric Vergne, who took the title in Season 4 and Season 5. They had a bit of a tough season last time out, so they'll definitely be looking to bounce back this year. Envision Racing has Robin Freintz, who despite not winning a race last year, made a tremendous run on the championship, before a poor final race weekend put an end to that and dropped him down to 5th overall. Yet, when compared to his teammate Nick Cassidy, who also returns this year, he still whipped his ass, with the Kiwi only managing 15th place overall in what was his rookie season. Mahindra Mahindra next, who have got themselves a new driver in the form of ex-Nissan man Oliver Rowland, alongside returning driver Alexander Sims, who is much better than his 19th place championship finish last year may suggest. Keep an eye on these two, alright? They're a decent lineup. Speaking of decent lineups though, introducing Mercedes EQ. Took both titles last season with their damn good duo of ex-McLaren F1 man Stoffel Van Dorn and last year's champion Nick de Vries. This is Mercedes' last year in Formula E, so it's going to be an all or nothing, full send at trying to get their championship for the second year in a row. And my spidey senses tell me
this is gonna get fucking tasty, baby.
From the top dogs to, well, I don't want to be mean, but the bottom dogs. Neo 333. Oliver Turvey returns once again for them, alongside everyone's favourite sweary boy from Formula 2, Dan Ticktum. Now, I do have a bit of a soft spot for these lot. You know, everyone loves an underdog, yet with last year's points tally being less than half of the next closest team, don't expect too much from them, alright? Nissan Edam, a champion and a new boy in their garage. And by new boy, I mean new at the team, not new to Formula E. As Maximilian Gunther makes the move from BMW, and Season 2 champion Buemi returns once again for another season. Next up is Jaguar, my favourites. Now, you may not know this, but I actually did a wall sit competition with these drivers when I went to pre-season testing at Valencia last year. Yeah, I know, I went to pre-season testing last year. I didn't mention it very much, but they have kept their top-notch lineup of Mitch Evans and Sam Bird, or as I like to call them, Kiwi and Pee-wee, since you know Mitch is from New Zealand and Sam Bird is short. Speaking of strong lineups though, meet Rocket Venturi. The team led by Toto Wolff's wife Susie. They have championship runner-up Edwin Mortara returning once again this year, alongside Season 3 champion Lucas de Grassi, who makes a move from Audi since they left Formula E at the end of last season. Again, I know I've been saying it loads of times, this is a very strong lineup, okay? There's lots of strong lineups this year. And now last but not least, we have Porsche, or Porsche if you fancy, who just like last year have the scariest looking driver lineup on the grid, but they're called Andre Lotterer and Pascal Verlan if you didn't know. And yes, it's the same Pascal who got mugged out of an F1 seat a couple years ago. And yeah, boys and girls, that is about it. That is the entire grid for this season. 22 of the world's best, but not quite good enough Formula 1 drivers. I'm sorry, there was no need for that. They're all lovely. So yeah, lads, as I said, the season kicks off on the 20th of January with a double header in Diriyah. So definitely tune in, give the series a go if you haven't already. Hopefully after watching this video, you'll be able to understand what's going on, or at the very least, you'll know who everyone is anyway. And hey, you never know, you may become a hardcore Formula E fan, because they definitely exist. I'm right here. But yeah, lads, all jokes aside, thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you found it helpful. I know I do like making my good joke, but Formula E is actually a banging series to watch, so definitely give it a try if you haven't already. And yeah, lads, until next time, I've been Aiden. This has been MrAidenRule. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. Have a great day. I will see you soon. E as in Formula E. I'm so funny.